My name's Bob Friedenthal. On LinkedIn, I'm under Karen, Caryn, and Bob Friedenthal, Friedenthal. I love doing these interviews because they give you the essence of who that person is. And people have something to talk about, something worth saying. And when you do that, if we can keep it relatively short, then we will get it out to your connections so they know who you are. Okay. So again, under LinkedIn, I'm under Karen, Caryn, and Bob Friedenthal, Friedenthal. After this interview, if you would like an interview, please contact me. My phone number is area code 310-736-5787. And I am you can contact me at bob@mycity.com. I've known, God, Paul, how many years have we known each other?
Quite a few.
Quite a few years. And the information that's generated here, I think is of tremendous value to people, because they want to know who you are. It's not just that you're a connection on LinkedIn. It's why are you connected? What is the value proposition behind that connection? What do you have to offer? And vice versa. What do people have to offer to each other? So anyway, that's me. Paul, you want to introduce yourself?
My name is Paul Levine. I am a commercial realtor. I was a practicing CPA for over 50 years before getting into real estate. So I have income tax knowledge and creativity that no one else has who does what I do. No one else. Was also a university professor for 6.5 years, and I explain everything that we are doing to my clients because they make the decisions. I don't, but I give them the information to make informed decisions. My contact information is my phone is 818-298-4000. My email address is plevine@lspropertypartnersllc.com. That is our company. It is LS Property Partners LLC, and I have a partner. His name is Fred Sams, and both of us are into something called cost segregation studies, and that's something that we will talk about now. If you own any property that is income producing property, and a lot of people say, well, it's a single family residence, it's not a commercial piece of property. If it's rented out, it is, because if it's rented out, you are making income from it and you are looking to take deductions. And that's what everybody wants, are income tax deductions. So if you have an income producing piece of real estate and you have not done what is known as a cost segregation study, you've got to call me, because what a cost segregation study does is it accelerates the deductions for depreciation tremendously so that you get enhanced cash flow at the beginning, which allows you to do certain things that you could not otherwise do. And one of those things is to qualify for a loan. But first, let me explain about cost segregation studies. When you buy a piece of commercial property, you are buying three things. Number one, you're buying the land, and the land has been there since the beginning of time. It will be there until the end of time, and so you cannot depreciate it. You are buying the structure. You are buying the ceiling and the floors and the walls, and if that is residential real estate, you depreciate it over 27.5 years. If that is anything other than residential, self-storage facilities, an office building, a warehouse, any of those things, you depreciate that over 39 years. But If you do a cost segregation study, you take the items that may be part of the building or that you think are part of the building, and you hire the cost segregation experts and their engineers. And they go through your property with the fine tooth comb, and they will identify property that should be depreciated over 5, 7, and 15 years, which is a whole lot less than either 27.5 years or 39 years. So you accelerate depreciation, you get a better cash flow. Then there is something called bonus depreciation. Bonus depreciation was around before 2022. And in 2022, you could deduct 100% of tangible personal property, those things that the cost segregation study identifies, and you could depreciate it up to 100% of the cost, up to $1 million in 1 year. That gives you unbelievable cash flow. Well, Congress, in its inimitable wisdom, is phasing out bonus depreciation. So for 2023, it was only 80% and $800,000. And now that we're in January of 2024, it's 60% and $600,000. And it will go down again in 2025 and 2026. And it is scheduled to be gone in 2027. But I don't look that old, but I am. I'm 77. And I've been around for a very long time. And I have seen things like this come and go. And what I am anticipating is that the government, Congress, will come up with something. Don't know what it's going to be called, but we'll come up with something to replace bonus depreciation in the next year or two. And I don't care if they call it Mickey Mouse depreciation, but we will be able to have a benefit, and that benefit will be around for a long time. So that's basically what we do, beside helping you buy and sell commercial real estate, having you put together a portfolio that is an investment of real estate, commercial real estate, that gives you cash flow, appreciation, and income tax benefits. And that's what we do for you. Also, as an aside, I've written articles and posted them on Facebook and LinkedIn for over the last 4 years. It's a lot of articles. And we put together 3 volumes of a book that I call the Bible of Real Estate. And those will be released this year. I am finishing up one in the next week or two. So, and there is a website, and the website is the Bible of Real Estate.info, INFO. And if you follow my articles on LinkedIn, right now, Facebook is unhappy with me, so I have to deal with that. But if you follow my articles on LinkedIn right now, I posted an article this morning about the books, and it'll give you that website to go to for more information and also to register. Bob?
Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. This is the essence of Paul Levine. He's an out-of-the-box thinker, and he's an idea man that generates ideas on where things need to go.
I don't even like the example or the phrase out of the box or outside of the box. I wake up every morning and I have a blank artist canvas in my mind. And I have in front of me 40 different colors of paint and 40 different styles of paintbrushes. So I could paint any kind of a line in any color and make whatever I want. And there are no boundaries, there are no rules like you have with thinking outside of the box, which is attaching 9 dots with 4 straight lines.
Oh, well said. Well said. The concept is that somebody generates ideas that have value. Is that a fair statement?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you are. You're an idea generator that makes sense based on your history as a CPA and the fact that you know the essence of what happens to revenue code,
Well,
right?
yeah, and I had 10 IRS no change audits in a row, which means that the IRS would not go back to those pages, those documents, those tax returns for 3 years. So I had what I call a license to steal from the government because I was able to take deductions and not worry that the IRS would come back on them. And there's another thing that you should know. If you are looking to buy or sell, whether it be real estate or a business, I've had enough experience in doing that that I can help you get through it creatively and get you some creative income tax benefits along the way. Back in time, I negotiated the sale of one of my accounting clients to this small company in Delaware by the name of EI DuPont, a huge, huge company. And there were four gentlemen from DuPont on that side of the table and me and my partner on this side. And he didn't say a word. I did the whole thing.
The bottom line of this whole thing, it starts with knowledge. Everything starts with knowledge. Once you have an idea of something and understanding of how it impacts the rest of the quote unquote market, then you have an open opportunity to help people. Do you like that statement?
Yeah, it's, but you also have to remember that for people like me, it's fun.
Right.
It's I want to come up with something that no one has come up with before and accomplish things. And I have in my career. There's one thing I did, and I'm not going to go into it now, but there's one thing I did that I know that no one else in the United States would have even tried to do it, and I accomplished it.
Well, this makes me think about when I started doing these video interviews. I started out the interviews that were roughly 25 minutes long.
Yep.
Then I just said to myself, hey, this is much too long, got to reduce it. So I've been able to reduce the length of time that you do an interview, get to the essence of what that individual has of value to talk about, and reduce it. So now we try to reduce the length of these interviews to roughly 5, 7, 10 minutes at most. And you walk away with a piece of information. They say that it takes 15 to 30 seconds for you to size somebody up by looking at their facial gestures and their body language. And from there, that gives you the essence who that person is. And
Well, then you're gonna have to cut this up into like 3 or 4 different interviews.
done that too, done that too. But this is the value proposition. So, all right, one more time, give us your contact information. We will also include that in messaging that we send out.
Okay, my name is Paul Levine, spelled L-E-V as in Victor, I-N-E. My telephone number is 818-298-4000. Couldn't make it any easier for you. And my email address is plevine@lspropertypartnersllc.com. And you can call me any day of the week after 10 a.m. Pacific time, and I will be glad to talk with you. But do me one favor and don't call me when Notre Dame is playing football.
Yeah, you can tell that Paul is a football fanatic. All right, and so for if people have questions about this interview and would like to come to me, you can either call me or text me or email me. You can email me at bob@mycity.com, or you can also call me. My phone number is area code 310-736-5787. That's a mobile number. And I welcome your questions. And if anybody here is listening to this, would like an interview of their own, please contact me. I love giving these interviews. I started doing them a little over a year and a half ago, maybe even a little bit longer. And I've done several hundred of these interviews in that period of time. Um, and I'm having fun because you really learn the essence of an individual by listening to them and listening to the value proposition that they like to speak about. So I'm going to be signing us off now. And Paul, real pleasure being able to interview this. I can't wait till Marie condenses it, puts it together, and then we'll shoot it over to you, and we'll take a look at it from that standpoint.
Thank you so much.
You got it. All right. Thank you, everybody. Take care. Have a wonderful week. Bye.
Bye.